Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Almayda Fathurrahman and my friend is Guntur Eka Putra. Today we'll be presenting computer security and risk.
Gilberto Gil and Open Source Society. European pop music and culture. Brazilian Gilberto Gil and Caetano Veloso were creating revolutionary music style of their own. Tropicalismo combine element of rock, samba, bossa, nova, traditional music, avant-garde poetry, and just about anything else that was in the wine. Brazilian culture was a simmering stew of poverty and wealth, of tradition and modernity, and the mashup style of tropicalism. Captured the chaos and spawned a movement. According to Gill, tropicalism refused to submit to the force of economic imperialism. 203 President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva appointed Gill as the Minister of Culture in Brazil's now democratic government. The philosophy of tropicalism is woven into the fabric of modern Brazilian society. Brazilian government threatened to ignore those patients, forcing manufacturers to offer discounts. After Leipzig described the system to him, Gill decided to release several of his most popular songs into the Creative Commons. In 2008, Lula redundantly accepted Gill resigned from his government position, saying that Gill was going back to being a great artist. In the long view, Gill work with Creative Commons may have a great an impact as his body of artistic work.
Online outlaws computer crime. Like other professions, law enforcement is being transformed by information technology. The FBI's the FBI National Crime Information Center provides police with almost instant information on crime and criminal nationwide. Crime Center includes a massive data warehouse containing billions of data records linked to satellite imaging and GIS mapping software, providing detectives and field office instant information to help identify crime patterns and prevent crime. As with guns, people use computers to break laws as well as uphold them. Computers are powerful tools in the hands of criminals, and computer crime is a rapidly growing problem. The digital dossier. Today, the computer has replaced both gun and the pen as the weapons of choice for many criminals. Computer crime, or cybercrime, is often defined as any crime accomplished through knowledge or use of computer technology. Cybercrime usually refers to criminal activity in which computers or network technology is an essential part of the crime. The crime is similar to old-fashioned stalking, but the domain is digital realm. Other examples of traditional crimes that can easily become cybercrime include financial fraud, child pornography trafficking, and even international espionage. Nobody knows the true extent of computer crime. Many computer crimes go undetected. Those are detected often go unreported because businesses fear that they can lose more from negative publicity than from the actual crime. By conservative estimates, business and government institutions lost billions of dollars every year to computer criminals. The majority of corporate computer crimes are probably committed by companies inside who aren't reported to authorities even when they are caught in act. To avoid embarrassment, many companies cover up computer crimes committed by their own employees. These crimes are generally committed by clerks, cashiers, programmers, computer operators, and managers who have no extraordinary technical ingenuity.
Thief by computer from property thief to identity thief. Thief is the most common form of computer crime. Computers are used to steal money, goods information, and computer resources. One common type of computer thief today is the actual thief of computer. The most common type of thief by computer, intellectual property thief, was discussed in Chapter 4, 6, and 9. Intellectual property thief has skyrocketed with the growth of the internet. Other types of property aren't as easy to steal through in the past decade hundreds of time of crime and have been reported in which large file of credit card number have been stolen from business via the internet. No doubt many similar crimes have gone unreported. Spoofing might be a simple phone call, or it might involve as internet fraud technique commonly called phishing. A spammer send out an email that appears to be from PayPal, Citibank, Facebook, eBay, or another company that the recipient may have an account with by filling out the website form. Unsuspecting consumer give them the information they need to steal an identity. Others Other identity thieves trick people into revealing their credit card number using pornography websites. These sites ask fews to prove they are adults by providing credit card information. Some exploit combine hacking, phishing, and spoofing in general. Software companies are quick to provide patch to web browser and relate software when security leaks are uncovered. Unfortunately, many users are slow to install those security fixes, leaving themselves open to attack long after they have to be. Software sabotage, virus, and other malware. Virus, virus software is a piece of code usually hidden in the operating system of a computer or in an application program. Usually, this happens so quickly that the user is unaware the application program contains a virus. A virus can jump from the computer to another computer when someone uses a disk, flash drive, or a computer network with an infected machine to copy an infected program. Like most software code, a virus is usually operating system specific. For example, Windows virus infect only Windows. Macro virus can be spread through innocent looking email or instant message attachment. One of the most widely published macrovirus was in the 1999 Melissa virus. When the user opened the document, the virus went to work, sent a copy of the email message, and infect document to the first 50 names on the user Outlook address book. Melissa spread like wildfire, infecting 100,000 Windows system in just a few days. Melissa wasn't designed to damage system, but the flurry of messages broke down some email server. A nationwide search located the probably an author, a 30 years old New Jersey resident with a fondness for a topless dancer named Melissa. A, news, a newer type of cross-platform virus, the cross-site scripting virus, itself to web application and spread via client web browser. In 2005, a MySpace username Semi amassed over 1 million friends by infecting his user profile with an XSS virus. My primary motivation was to make people laugh, Semi said.
Worms. Like virus, worms are used computer hosts to reproduce themselves. But unlike virus, worms are complete programs capable of traveling independently over computer networks, seeking out an infected workstation in which to reproduce. A worm can reproduce until the computer freezes from lack of free memory or disk space. The worm was accidentally released onto the internet, flooding 6,000 computers all over the United States. bringing them almost to a standstill and forcing operators to shut them all down so every warm segment could be purged from memory. Even though the US government and Microsoft made free software patches available, many servers were crippled, including server owned by Microsoft. Sammy's virus, mentioned in the last section, was spread using a word, Trojan horse. One type of Trojan horse, a logic bomb, is programmed to attack in response to a particular event or sequence of events. For example, a programmer might plan a logic bomb that is designed to destroy data files if the programmer is ever listed as terminated in the company's personal file. A logic bomb might be triggered when a certain user logs in, enters a special code in a database field, or performs a particular sequence of action. If the logic bomb is triggered by a time-related event, it is called a time bomb. A widely publicized virus included a logic bomb that was programmed to destroy PC data files on Michelangelo's birthday.
Spyware. Spyware refers to a technology that collecting information from computer user without their knowledge or consent. A spyware program, sometimes called tracking software or a spybot, getters use information and communicates it to an outsider via the internet. That's not surprising considering the number of ways spyware can get into a PC. Some computer virus spread spyware, some freeware or shareware programs include hidden spyware, but spyware can and generally does exploit infected computer for a commercial gain without the knowledge of the owner of the computer. Spyware can represent a serious privacy threat to crawl if it goes unchecked. Malware wars. An increased standardization of on Microsoft application and operating system has made it easier for virus to spread. Just as natural mixed forests are more resistant to disease that are single species tree farms, mixed computing environments are less susceptible to crippling attacks than is an organization in which everyone uses the same hardware and software. Antivirus software is designed to search for virus, notify users when they are found, and remove them from infected disks or files. Most antivirus programs continually monitor system activity, watching for and reporting suspicious virus-like actions. But no antivirus programs can detect every virus, and this program needs to be frequently revised to combat new viruses as they appear. Most antivirus programs can automatically download new virus fighting code from the web as new virus strains appear, but it can take several days for company or develop and distribute patch for new virus. And destructive virus can do a lot of damage in the time. After a rush of 1999 email virus, most users learn not to up, not to open unidentified email attachment, and software vendors start modifying their email application to prevent this sort of attack. These patches are provided as free download or automatically update to all owners of the software because Microsoft Windows is the target of the great majority of malware. Windows security updates are particularly important in preventing the spread of malware. Security updates and other preventive security measures can sometimes backfire. The system saboteurs took advantage of the fact that many computer users fail to install security patches, leaving their system ripe for attack in response to Miss Slammer, a well-intentioned program, released a helper worm designed to search the internet for machines that had been infected by Miss Slammer and apply the Microsoft security patch to those machines. But this worm caused its worm problem, solving many systems to crawl, but repeatedly checking them for security problems.
Hacking electronic interspecies. In the late 1970s, time-sharing computers at Stanford and MIT attracted informal communities of computer fanatics who called themselves hackers. In those days, a hacker was a person who enjoyed learning the details of computer systems and writing clever programs. Referred to as hacks, hackers were, for the most part, curious, enthusiastic, intelligent, idealistic, eccentric, and harmless. In his popular book about hackers, Stephen Levy quotes the hacker ethic as saying, in part, all information should be free. Over the years, the idealism of the early hacker community was at least partly overshadowed by cynicism, as big money interests took over the young personal computer industry. Although many people still use the term to describe software wizardry, it more commonly refers to unauthorized access to computer systems. Old-time hackers insist that this electronic trespassing is really cracking or criminal hacking, but the general public and popular media don't recognize a distinction between hackers and crackers. Today's stereotypical hacker, like his early counterparts, is a young, bright, technically savvy, white, middle-class male who, in addition to programming his own computer, may break into others. Hacker has, Hackers have defaced the website of the White House, the U.S. Senate, the Parliament of Georgia, Spain's official website for its EU president, dozens of political candidates, countless online business, and even hackers' conference. If a computer isn't protected against malware, it may be a part of botnet army. Denial of service attacks bombard servers and websites with so much bogus traffic that they're effectively shut down, denying service to illegitimate customers and clients. In a single week in February 2000, the Yahoo, eTrade, eBay, and Amazon websites were crippled by denial of service attacks, costing their owners millions of dollars in business. Computer security, reducing risk. Computer security refers to protecting computer systems and the information that contains against unwanted access, damage, modification, or destruction. According to a Congressional Research Service report, computers have two inherent characteristics that leave them open to attack or operating error. First, a computer does exactly what it's programmed to do, including reference sensitive information. Any system that can be programmed can be reprogrammed by anyone with sufficient knowledge. Second, any computer can do only what it is programmed to do. It cannot protect itself from either malfunction or deliberate attacks unless such events have been specifically anticipated, thought through and countered with appropriate programming.
Physical access restriction. Depending on the security system, you might be granted access a computer based on the following criteria. First, something you have such as a key and ID card with a photo or smart card containing digitally encoded identification in a built-in memory chips. Something you know such as a passport, an ID number, a lock combination, or a piece of personal history, such as your mother's maiden name. Something you do such as your signature or your typing speed and error pattern. Something about you such as voice print, fingerprint, retinal scan, facial feature scan, or other measurement of individual body characteristics. These measurements are collectively called biometric. Because most of these security controls can be compromised, case can be stolen, signature can be forged, and so on, many systems use a combination of control. Password and access privilege. When he logs out, another user can log in into the same PC and use a completely different set of a file. At least one of the account on PC or Mac must be a system administration account. Users who don't have any administration level access are denied access to many of the under the hood components of the system. To foil the bots, many systems use answer-based security system. When you apply for membership in such a system, you may be required to give your email address. This, the system sends an email to you and you reply, ensuring that you're a real person with real address.
Firewall, encryptions, and audits. Many data thieves do their work without connecting to the system. Instead, they intercept messages as they travel between computers or networks. Many organizations use firewalls to keep their internal networks secure while enabling communication with the rest of the internet. In fact, a firewall is a gate with a lock. The locked gate opens only for information packets that pass one or more security inspections. To protect transmitted information, many organizations use it, and individuals use encryption software to scramble their transmissions. When a user encrypts a message by applying a secret numerical code called an encryption key, the message can be transmitted or stored as an indivisible kernel of characters. The message can be read only after it's been reconstructed with a matching key. Audit control software is used to monitor and record computer transactions as they happen so auditors can trace and identify suspicious computer activity. Effective audit control software forces every user, legitimate or otherwise, to leave a trail of electronic footprints. Of course, this kind of software is a little value unless someone in the organization monitors and interprets the output. Backup and other precautions. The best backup strategies typically involve a combination of these four types of backup: incremental backups, bootable backups, offsite backups, archive backup.
Human security control. Security experts throughout the computer industry are constantly developing the new technology and techniques for protecting computer systems from computer criminals. At the same time, criminals continue to refine their craft. In the ongoing competition between the law and the lawless, computer security generally lags behind. In the words of Tom Forrester and Perry Morrison in Computer Ethics, computer security experts are forever trying to shut the stable door after the horse and bolted. Ultimately, computer security is a human problem that can be solved by technology alone. Security, privacy, freedom, and ethics, the delicate balance. When security trends threatens privacy. A 204 decision by a U.S. federal appeals court went even further, ruling that an internet service provider has the right to read the email message of its subscriber. In 1995, the U.S. government passed legislation requiring new digital phone systems to include additional switches that allow for electronic surveillance. U.S. law requires that mobile phones include GPS technology for transmitting the phone location to 911 operator in this case an emergency call. One of the best examples of a technology can simultaneously improve security and threaten privacy is the smart badge. This badge broadcast identification codes. Each badge code is picked up by a network receiver and transmits to a badge location database that constantly being updated. Smart badges are used for identifying, finding, and remembering.
Security and breakdowns. By any measures, bugs do more damage than virus and computer burglars put together. Here are a few horror stories. A new laboratory computer system became backlogged the day after it was installed at the Los Angeles County USC Medical Center in April 2003. In 2001, a bug in a new billing system led Quest to charge some of its cell phone customers as much as $600 per minute. In 2006, NASA's Mars Global Surveyor software received a mission command from Earth, apparently assumed incorrectly that a motor had failed and point one of its batteries toward the sun, causing it to overheat and fail. The mission had to be abandoned as a result. For a short while in 2009, every set in every Google search was flagged with an ominous message. Given the state of the art programming today, three facts are clear. It's impossible to eliminate all bugs. Today's programs are constructed of thousands of tiny pieces, any one of which can cause a failure and its incorrect code. Even programs that appear to work can contain dangerous bugs. Some bugs are easy to detect incorrectly because they are obvious. The most dangerous bugs are difficult to detect and may go unnoticed by users for months or years. The bigger the system, the bigger the problem. Large, pro- Large programs are far more complex and difficult to debug than small programs. And the trend today is clearly towards large programs. Windows 7 alone has millions of lines of code, and each application adds more code to the mix. Computer at worst. Smart weapons. The United States has invested billions of dollars in the development of smart weapon missiles that use computerized guidance systems to locate their targets. Autonomous system. An autonomous system is a complex system that can assume almost complete responsibility for a task without human input, verification, or decision making. Cyber warfare and cyber terrorism. Even the US government spends billions of dollars on smart weapons and missile defense systems. Many military experts suggest that future wars may not be fought in the air, on land, or at sea.
Is security possible? Computer thieves, hackers, software pirates, computer snoopers, virus form, Trojan horse, spybot, wiretap, hardware filers, software bugs. When we live and work with computers, we're exposed to all kinds of risks that didn't exist in the pre-computer era. This risks many computer security especially important and challenging. Because computers do so many amazing things so well, it's easy to overlook the problem they bring with them and to believe that they're invincible. But today's computer hide the potential for errors and deception under an impressive user interface. This doesn't mean we should avoid using computers, only that we should remain skeptical, cautious, and realistic as we use them. Security procedures can reduce but not eliminate risks. In today's fast moving forward, absolute security simply isn't possible.
Okay, that's all from us. Thank you for listening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.